really the shift happened, I would say, during the pandemic. That's really when like my mind shifted, because up until that point I was like very singular focused.
Really?
And that came from, you know, people and like people I would listen to and stuff like that. But like, you only need to focus on one thing. This is the only thing.
Because that was the original way to do business. You gotta pick one thing, go straight,
right?
Nothing else. You're gonna get distracted. And it's like, nah, my brain don't work like that.
My brain, I'm not like that. I'm a person. There's a million things going in my head all the time. And up until that point, I was always like, you know, I just gotta focus on this. But I'm like, no, I need to embrace who I am, because that's a strength.
Yeah.
You know, like not a lot of people are really like that. Where that's the gift, right? So I'm like, I gotta go all in and just and not hold my own self back, and not let other people's opinions hold me back. So when I started doing that, it's like now you see like we're doing multiple different things all going at the same time. But also what comes with that is realizing what your weaknesses are and bringing the right people in to help you, because you might have a lot going on, but not
you still
double, triple, quadruple the management, right? And you have to really set the systems up in order to actually make it work for you.
So what was the role that COVID played? Because I know you mentioned that COVID was kind of like where you start to see it differently. Why? Like, what was that experience? How did you tie that together?
I mean, just one from like, I mean, I can't like it was that first month of things shutting down was like, I mean, we were just inside and like kind of almost close to depression, just being outside of what I'm really used to doing, and then kind of getting it out of that. And we started our ball and plan program where we turned everything virtual, and we hit the schools with the virtual program. So kind of getting out of that was like, it just realizing where the world was at and everything like that. I was like, man, we got to do more, because nothing's for certain. We don't know. 100%. People are dropping left and right, young, old. We had no idea what was going to happen. I'm like, this quote right here. The quicker you get to your dream life, the longer you're going to be able to live.
Oh, I love that one.
Right?
I love that.
So, like, literally. I didn't know that back then, but that's literally
Quit waiting to get to your goal.
Quit waiting.
The faster you get there, the longer you get to enjoy it.
Exactly.
You get to live in that life. That's dope. Hey, before we go too far, because I know we just start talking, and then it'll be an hour later. I want you to introduce yourself, and I want to start with, obviously, who you are. But I want to start with the Greater Youth Program, because I love it. But then I want to see what's the layers to who you are. Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah. Well, what's up, you guys? It's your coach, the Coach Woodson. All right, Mr. Credit to Wealth. And listen, it just all started from just realizing what my passions were. Yeah. You know, like my passion, I'm the coach because I've been coaching literally since I was 18. Wow. Like literally, and I'm 28, so it's like going 29 this year. So almost like my really adult life, I've been coaching, working with kids, you know. So I went to school for kinesiology, got the master's in teaching, and I've just been coaching. My dream was to be college kind of and get to NBA coach. But then after school, moved out here to Vegas, and I realized, like, you know, these kids will have opportunities. And then for me, sports, and for a lot of us, like we had heard your story, and like sports, having that ball, you know, it gave you opportunities and gave you a sense of responsibility. But imagine if you never got exposed to that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of kids weren't. So I'm like, we got to put something together. That's where Greater Youth Sports came in. And then kind of just building that business from scratch. I never had any, like, I've always kind of been entrepreneur mindset. You know, like, I was a kid, 14 years old, like, taking the neighbor's trash out. Like, I thought about it. I was like, bro, I wasn't really trying to make it happen. Really hustling, right? So I was taking people's trash out for, like, $10 every Friday. Like, I was, like, 14 and just figuring it out. But then learned the business a lot from just scratch and just podcasts, kind of things like that. And then I realized, like, man, I'm very entrepreneur-minded, and like we were talking about, I just started to embrace it. So then we started, like, the biggest thing I realized, you guys, was the more income streams you got coming in, the more investments that you can make that can actually fulfill, like, your lifetime wealth strategies, right? So that's where I started doing a lot of other things, because I can make things happen. I'm the Energizer Bunny. Like, if an idea comes in, it's going to be happening by the next week. I love it. Right? And so, like, a lot of people, have some people around you that are like that, because some people, right, or they'll sit on the idea. They'll sit on it for months.
That's a pet peeve. I hate that. I hate when somebody says, oh, oh, what about this? And I'm like, that's a great idea.
Right.
And then 3 months later, like, so remember that idea? So what do you think about? I'm like, you didn't start it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's dope.
And that's kind of me. So the coaching side, that's like my passion. But what I realized, like, I have a son, a 2-year-old son, and this is it. I just thought about it. I have a 2-year-old son, and when he was born, like he weighed 1 pound, right? Wow. He weighed 1 pound. So when he was born, I wrote a book, and I was like, man, if something were to happen to me, I need to have him have the knowledge that I have right now. Yeah. So I wrote the book. And then kind of going off of the book, I was like, I have my passion with GYSA and the youth, but what if he grows up and he don't want to do this? I can't pass that down to something he don't want to do.
Like, you don't want to run it, you don't want to be with all these kids. I know that, not at all.
Exactly. So then I'm like, man, I want to put him in a position where he's free to be able to do what he wants to do. Not like I'm gonna give him everything, but he's gonna be free enough to make his own decision and have the back end to actually make it happen, awesome. Right? So that's why I'm like, man, we gotta like develop the wealth and like we gotta learn different things right now. 100%. Like it's not, this is gonna work out. We know it is, right? It's just a matter of time. Like we have a goal, and the only thing stopping us from that goal is the time to get to that goal. That's gonna work out. So we just need to figure out the other stuff now.
No, that's dope, man. That's dope. And this is what I want to share, you know, to everybody that's watching this or listening to this. When you see this dude right here, 28, he has a youth program. You're like, man, he on it. He doing his job. But then when you go into the layers and see the depth and everything that this young man has going on, it's super impressive to me. You know, I love entrepreneurship. I started my business fresh out of college. By 25, 26, I was already learning about business and real estate and doing all kind of stuff. So it reminds me of me. You know what I mean? But when I first met you, it was just very Greater Youth Sports. This is what we do. And then come to find out, this man is doing everything. Like, he is on it. So what other areas are you in when it comes to entrepreneurship?
So the other areas, so we're doing car rentals now. So I can't say it's just me, it's DNA. So me and Annalise, right? So DNA, right? That's our brand. That's the family brand, right? So dope. We do everything together, and honestly, I have the idea, but it's really her, like I bring it to her first, and then I'm like, "What do you think about this?" And she gives the green light. I'm like, "All right, let's go. All right, let's go."
She's the technician, the organizer, the structure.
Telling you.
You're the wild one.
Exactly.
That's dope.
But we got into car rentals, so you know that's doing very well for us. I mean, and it's really just season opportunities. That's what like Shaquille O'Neal said, right? He's like just embrace and seize every opportunity that comes to you, you know, and be willing to just go in, even if you don't know everything. Find a mentor, right? 100%. So everything that we did, we found a mentor for. I didn't do anything where I was like, let me just figure it out. No, I find someone that's either the level I want to be at or even greater, like of course greater where you're at, and then have them teach you so you can, you know, the time is everything. Yeah, and so,
that's the best way to learn. Yeah. Because you think about the mentor, they've been through all that. They've been through the ups, the downs, they've learned. Yeah. So why are you just going to repeat that if you could just sit down and talk to them or be a part of their mentoring program or whatever it may be, add value, get in the circle, get in the room, and you'll learn. So that was very smart. Very smart. Yeah,
just pay it. Just pay it and learn.
Yo, and speaking of that, so, and this is how you let you know like-minded. This is what I consider like-minded people. That's why I'm glad we're doing this today. So last weekend, we were in Atlanta. I went to Atlanta by myself, and I ran into this young man in Atlanta when we both live in Las Vegas. So the fact that I'm walking down the thing, he's like, Mike. I'm like, damn, what you doing here? What you doing here? That instant connection on people that think alike, that are on the same mission, same journey, always trying to get better. That was confirmation. And so that gave me a chance to spend some time with this man and to learn all the different things that he has going on. And I promise you, we're going to figure out some form of partnership. We're going to have some business together because he's that dude. So what else? What else
we got the car rentals. We have Airbnb. So we're in Airbnb as well. And that kind of just stemmed from just being in like real estate and just like finding more ways to just increase the income, you know? So like Airbnb is definitely something. And the thing with Airbnb, I'll tell you guys this, the economy's been shut down and now things are opening up and there's a huge travel boom coming in. So if you're watching this or listening to this, think about it, because you want to go to where the money's flowing, right? You want to be in position where everyone's going to be spending their money anyways. People, you were probably sitting there like, man, when's my next Hawaii trip happening? I'm trying to go to Vegas right now, right? So Airbnb, we're in there, and then also with credit, business credit. So we're opening up a mentorship program as well, just to teach people about with credit, because that's where it all starts. Like when I learned that, I wish I would have learned this before everything else started. Like, everything begins with your credit. You know, I was taught to like save your money, nickel, diamond, and then use your hard-earned saved money. You just work 40 hours a week for 10 months, and you're gonna take that and go invest it. But what people don't realize is all you got to do is have over a 700 credit score, and you can go get some business credit, right? That doesn't report to your personal credit. Now you can use that to start your business. Right? So it's like, once you realize that, once you realize things like that, man, like, that everything changed. You know what I'm saying? It's literally that simple, you guys. Like, you have a credit card on your personal side, right? You say you have a $10,000 credit card on your personal. You use everyone's maxed out their personal credit card at college, right? What happens to your score? It tanks. That's called your utilization. Right? They say keep it below 30%, but the hack is to keep it below 5% of your statement date. All right? So that's the hack. But on the business credit side, you can have that same credit card for $10K, run it up, and just hit your minimum payments, and your utilization doesn't report to your personal. So understanding that is a game changer, because you can pretty much take that, start your business, really have the income and cash flow to get it going, right? And now you have an investment going to make you money off of money that's not even yours. You're utilizing other people's money.
Exactly.
And it's like,
that's it.
Game changer.
And that's what's dope. And the key part, like he just mentioned, is how you utilize the money. You know what I mean? This is not for the Jays. You know what I mean? This is not so you can go get the new whip. It's not that. You got to use that money, be smart, be strategic, and use that money to multiply. And then you can pay that debt down, and the rest is yours. Now you can start doing the stuff that you want to do, but how you utilize that, that's the key, man. And that's where the discipline comes in, the knowledge, the education, having a game plan. So I love it, man. I love it.
Definitely.
So what's something that you're working on right now? What's the next kind of move, the next thing? What you got coming?
I mean, we're just keeping it going. So like with the sports side with GYSA, I mean, our whole mission with that is to provide all children an opportunity to play sports. So we want to hit every community as we can. Our goal is to hit 100,000 students across the nation.
Beautiful.
So where we're at that, we're seeing a lot of growth with that. We're expanding to different states now, so that's very exciting. So on that side, just again, I got to learn to be a better manager and preparing for that. So that's what we're doing on that side. For the car rentals and Airbnbs, it's just multiplying at this point. Something to tell everybody is, once you find something that works, right? And this is for any business that you start, you guys, right? So once you find something that works, then you want to multiply, right? You want to figure out, how can I duplicate this process and then multiply it out? So where we're at with our process with the businesses is, we're like figuring out how we're scaling and multiplying it out, because we know it works. So we're like, 100%. What do I need to do to get more of it, right? So that's where we're at with that. And then the last thing is our mentorship, because we got a lot of people reaching out and things like that. And the one thing I got to say to people, again, what we said, is pay to get in the right rooms. You're going to learn from people's mistakes, you know? So we want to, what you can create one time, you want to do something you can create one time and then be done with it, right? 100%. So that's kind of where we're at with that, is just taking what we know and what we've been through and then just putting it into a format that someone else can learn from.
No, I love that, man. And that actually kind of takes me back. So we just went to the CEO Circle, right? To the Formula Conference. So shout out to what's the five? Shout out to Alex,
J,
Neo,
him 500.
Maddie, him 500.
Jason,
Missing 2 weeks out. I mean, just to the whole squad that's out there, because I feel like there was a lot of value. And not just value in information, but just value in being in that environment. You know, I think what I start with whenever it's, hey, how was it in Atlanta? How was the conference? First thing I start with is, it's not like being in a room with over 2,000 people that are on the same mission.
The same.
It might be different avenues, different businesses, but the same mission going forward, and people that really want to make a difference in their community and why they're doing it. Not just doing it just for the flash, but doing it to serve a purpose, man. So What are some takeaways that you got from the CEO conference?
I would say the first one was that quote, what Neo said. Yeah. It was, and that, I gotta say it slower for them so they can really get this.
Yeah,
like, the quicker you get to your dream life, the longer you get to enjoy it. You guys, let me say it one more time. The quicker you get to your dream life, the longer you have to enjoy it. A lot of us are told, like, no, get that in 10 years. Go work your 9 to 5, and then when you're 60, then you can retire and then enjoy it for the next 10 to 15 years, right? Mm-hmm. Or if you're thinking about starting something, you're like, oh, this is going to take 10 years. Yeah. 10 years is when, then now it's going to pop off, and then I can go get the house, and then I can go enjoy the vacations, take my family out, and live that life, right? But no. You can have that in 1 to 2 years, but it determines the only thing for you to accomplish that goal is how hard do you want it. Mm-hmm. Like literally, like I came back and was like, before I went there, that was the reason why I went, because I was in a stagnant mode of like, I know what I want, but I need something to help me push me over the edge. Like I need to get pushed into the water. And then so coming back with that quote, just that quote alone, it's like, man, like I'm free almost. And it's like there's no burden behind me because I'm doing whatever it takes to get there, and there's nothing that's stopping me to get there, 100%. Right? Because the faster I get there, the longer I get to enjoy what I want. So why would you wait for so long when all you know is you just need to work hard to go get it? So it's like that really messed me up in the head. That really scrambled me in the head.
I love that
scrambled me in the head for sure.
And that was it, man. And I definitely took that one in as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got that in my notes for sure. Mm-hmm. And it's true because we always have that mindset of prolonging the success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, I'm going to get there, but I know it's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to take this amount of time, mm-hmm. or I don't have the money, we create all the excuses instead of just focusing on the end goal mm-hmm. and being aggressive and pursuing it. So I love it. That quote was dope. You know,
and
I
then
love
it's
that.
Like, kind of like how I said earlier too, where it's like, once you have a goal written down, the only thing stopping you from there's only one way that it's not going to happen. There's only one way, and that's if you quit. Like, literally, if you quit, then you're never going to get there. But once you set that goal on paper, the only thing that's stopping you is time. Yeah. It's the time. So it's already set. It's just the time to get there. And you can speed that time up by working a little bit harder, right? Instead of just doing the minimum things needed, just do a little bit more, right? So that was huge. And then I got another one too. Was it was getting around people that I needed to see it. So for me, I've been in the distance, and I've kind of just been here grinding, doing my thing, kind of in our own kind of lane, if you will, 100%. Right? And I've been watching from a distance, but there's something different when you're sitting next to somebody that's where you want to be, and then you're like, you see it, you can feel it, you can touch it, and you're like, I can do it. 100%. So like literally it sounds still simple, but literally I talked to a few different people, and I was like, man, it came back, I was like, we can do it. Like we really can do it.
You gotta get in the room.
You have to.
You gotta get in the room. I've heard that for years, and it never really resonated like it does now. You have to be in the room. If you want to level up, get to the next level, you gotta be in the circle of people that have that same journey. Just like you said, if you're the smartest person in your circle, you're not in the circle, you're in a cage. Mm-hmm. They said that, I was like, wait, what happened? You know, but so many people, we take pride in being the smart guy, being the leader, you know, being the one in the circle that's trying to motivate everybody. And that's cool, you can have that circle. But I would definitely recommend you have a circle that you're far from the smartest person in it.
Exactly.
That's how you're going to level up.
You need to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you need to be uncomfortable. Like,
how did I get here?
Like, what am I doing?
Guys, can I come?
I sit in the back.
I'll be quiet.
I'll be there in the back taking notes, right? No, so that was huge. I mean, it sounds so simple, but like, that was my reason of going. I was like, I gotta see it and just be in the right room, run that energy, you know, to really just come into my own will, my own purpose, right?
No, that's it. And I mean, I think for a lot of people, you know, you gotta really give yourself permission to be successful. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Especially when you look at, you know, African American, minority, whatever, however you want to package it. At the end of the day, a lot of us, we are the first generation that's trying to like take it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you got to give yourself that permission. And that's where being in those rooms, being in that environment, like me seeing all those successful people on stage and in the crowd, and then seeing that majority of them, if not all of them, looked like me.
Exactly.
I'm like,
it's around the same age. And then if you really look at them too, they're 2 or 3 years away. Like literally, like the circle of CEOs, they met last year. And then, really, if you look at some of their stories, they were 3 years removed from like really seeing that major success and stuff. Like 3 years ago, they were in like I was making like less than 6 figures, and it's like
now I'm making 6 figures a month.
exactly, and just normalizing it, right? And it's like so it's crazy. You guys can get it. You just gotta break through the ice. You gotta break through the ice.
Hey, find the right circle. You know, I heard something the other day that was worded, and I thought it just really stuck with me. But it's okay to be around your day one. You know, your day one friends. But you better start building some day two friends. You know what I'm saying? Because we know our day ones, that's the boys. We kicking it.
Right.
You know, all we talking about is old stories and football games, and that's cool. We need a little bit of that. But you better start developing your day two and your day three group, and then that's the ones that's going to take you to the next level. So I love that. I love it. So what's your big goal? What's the one that you you're 28 now. Let's fast forward, you 48. Bam. How does that look? What's the mission?
The mission is just to be free, like complete free of my time, my environment around me, and just be everything aligned. I think the biggest thing that we've kind of been trying to go through is just alignment in all levels of our life. Like the people we're around, the things that we're doing, the businesses that we start, like everything needs to be aligned to who we are, and not because somebody else planted the seed in us that might not even be our own seed that we want to grow. So it's like, I think at that age, it's just we're completely free and super aligned with all areas of our life. So we might be getting there soon though. We gotta get there
you're
soon.
On the way, man. You got a lot of good stuff going.
Definitely.
Airbnb, rental car, TURO action. Greater youth sports action, real estate action. I mean, y'all got it, man. Y'all off to a great start. So, I got a couple more. Then I'll let you go. But you mentioned the relationship, the household, the family business. How important is that, and what's the value of having a partner that's on board with you? Like my fiance is on board. She texts all day. Hope the podcast goes good today. You're like, you know what I mean? Just staying tapped in, and we need that. But I want to hear from you.
I don't know if I want to give it out. I don't think I want to give it out for free. Y'all got to shoot it with a cash out.
Cash out.
Oh man, listen, fellas, listen. If you want the ultimate cheat code, is finding a partner that's like-minded like you and aligned to what you want to achieve, right? And when I say that, I don't mean that they necessarily are just like you, because honestly, we're very different. But our strengths and our weaknesses complement each other. And you have to be able to really put your ego down at all times and really, listen and actually be acceptive and responsive to what really needs to be done. Because you guys want the same thing. This is what I'm saying. Like, you have to find someone that wants the same thing, the freedom. Like, when we talked about family, what do we envision our life to look like? Where do we want to live? Like, how many properties do we want to have? Like, what do we want to do for our families? Like, you have to go through all that stuff and really get that base level. Now you have a goal. And now it's just, what do we need to do together to keep ourselves motivated and complement each other to get to that goal, right? And when you're aligned, you guys, like he said, she's texting him like, good job with the podcast. You know what that does? That gives you the confidence and the motivation to keep going. But here's the problem what people have. People's problem is they don't want to settle down with one person and really have that one person really bringing them there. But they're not realizing that it eliminates the mess and like the worry and the stress, because you can't be stressed out at home and then trying to get busy with your business and everything because your mind's not right. And this is again going about the alignment. everything needs to be aligned because things become easier for you. So like you gotta have everything straight at home, and then you can go and get busy, right? So that's the key. That's the cheat code, fellas. I'm telling you, it's the cheat code. When I found her, that's when we met. That's when GYSA was started, right? And when we got really aligned, that's when we were able to start all these different things. Like we're ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'll take that energy back, and then she like breaks it all down, and then we're gone. We're gone.
That's it. And it starts early. And here's the thing: if you in a relationship and you don't have that kind of balance, sit down. Sit down with your mate. Sit down with your partner and be like, look, this is my dreams. These are my goals. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. What's your dreams? What's your goals? What do you want? Ask. And when y'all sit at the table and put all that on the table, and then you start moving it around and seeing how all the pieces match, and now y'all can set out on a mission. You know what I mean? So don't wait. If you don't feel like you have it, don't just sign off on it. Oh, no, my girl's not supportive. My dude's not supportive. I just do my own thing. I'm telling you, you can create so much more success, momentum, happiness, and enjoyment by being in alignment. So that was perfect.
No, that's huge. It's cheat code. It's the cheat code, like for sure. And it's like, just making sure they're aligned and like ask them, sit down and be like, hey, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Like, bro, like, what do you want?
What do you want to do?
Because he might be like hustling and going, but then at the end, she might not even want to like, if you're really trying to build wealth and everything, she might not even want that. She might just want to just have the one house, I'm comfortable, and I'm chilling. So it's like you have the friction because you're trying to do something and she doesn't want it. So it's like know from the get go, and then you're ready to go.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it.
That's a good one.
All right,
you giving a free game out there. You giving the cheat code out.
That's why we're gonna wrap it up, because everything from here goes into our platinum package. No. But seriously though, I think that's a mission. I love that you're building a mentor program, because I think that's very, very good. I've been able to coach a few young entrepreneurs over the last year or so. So, I mean, there's some pride in helping people accomplish their goal. And I know you have that same type of energy. So I know your mentoring program is going to be dope, and just a way to grow. One of my missions right now, which I got from the CEO conference.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to owe these dudes everything, man.
Get in the room.
And a year from now, I got to buy dinner for 5 CEOs.
Yeah, right.
Thank you again. Thank you again.
Just appreciate you.
Yeah, exactly. Because what I want to do following that is create our own circle right here. You know what I mean? Our own circle right here in Vegas, because we here. Vegas is a beautiful city. Everybody loves Vegas. Everybody's coming here at some point. If you didn't just leave, you're about to come. So you're there. So Vegas is the spot. So I definitely want to grab people like you, a few more, and put together a circle of people that's doing exactly what we doing. Giving back, helping other people grow, forming partnerships. That's one of the biggest things I learned from the Formula Conference. The partnerships. How they all work together.
That's huge, You
know what I mean? How, who is it with the trucking company? Alex, Alex Trucking Company, but then he also has the credit repair attached to it. Boom, because when you mentoring, people got to get financing and things. Just sitting down and being strategic on how you build your partnerships, and it can go a long way, man.
Exactly.
So I'm definitely...
that's huge. Don't let that go over your head.
You
the partnerships. And not just any partnerships. You got to make sure it's like you guys are all aligned, right? Again, the alignment with it. So,
strategic.
Exactly. So how many years? Tell them how many years it's been, I think, over 3, close to 3, right?
3.
And then
we lost one with COVID, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we lost one of them. So it's been 2 years, and then one we're not sure how to. But it's been that.
And I would say too, way back when we were first starting GYSA and we were going and stuff, you were someone that, I told you this before years ago, but I was you were someone that I really watched on Instagram and we modeled stuff from, we learned stuff, we watched the videos and stuff, and then we brought them out to come speak, and just meeting them and everything really helped us grow. So for a lot of the young guys and stuff watching this, you're just starting your company, find people that's around in your community. And I purposely did this. I searched the trainers, I searched gyms and stuff like that, and yours stuck out, and we started watching, and then eventually it started growing. I wanted to be at this point years ago. But sometimes for the young guys, you guys have to stay stay in your own lane and keep building and building, because then you have something to offer to the table. You're bringing something to the table, right? So I know I had to learn this lesson. Like I had to learn it. My problem is I always want something before I'm ready for it. Right? So for a lot of the young guys, you guys just stay in your lane, keep doing the work, and this is how we build all of our brands. It's like we do the work, and I don't want someone to give me a handout. I want to bring something to the table and provide a full meal. You know what I'm saying? So definitely have that mindset.
I love it. And that alignment, like he mentioned in the beginning, man, that's important. When he reached out to come speak at the event, it made sense. You know, because he understood that that's one of my passions is going out, speaking to youth. So it was a win-win. So you want to find people, and then you want to look, like you said, do your little research, do your study. What are they into? How do they move? How do they communicate? And then figure out how you can add value. I was more appreciative that I got to speak to, I don't know, what was it, 150, 200 kids? Crazy amount of kids in there.
Yeah,
you know
about
what I mean?
400 or 500 people.
Was it that many?
It was packed. It was packed in there.
So the opportunity for me to get in front
bigger
of,
this year.
So I'll be back.
Pushing the thou out.
I'll be back. So I just invited myself. So I'll be speaking. I'll be closing it out.
You might close it out. You know. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be like I want the red carpet event kind of thing, and it's gonna be bringing the kids out.
Man, how do you balance? How do you balance out everything that you have going on?
Man,
there was a lot.
Here's another takeaway. This is something I learned from the conference. Well, this is what I was doing. Shout
out to the CEO conference.
No,
put it out there again because it is what it is.
So my problem before was I have all these things, and guys, you guys will realize like my mind is like I be thinking about things, and it's my strength and my gift. But if I'm not organized with my thoughts. And in my day, my problem is I didn't have the schedule down for my day. I didn't have my schedule. I would wake up, I'd just be like, just go. And I was telling Lisa, I was like, I don't have enough dream time. Right? So as a young entrepreneur, you got to have your dream time, the time where you're like doing, he called it high income activities. If you look at my calendar right now, you can look at this week compared to last week. What you find this week is when I first wake up, I have 30 minutes where I'm walking, I'm listening to the word, I'm getting motivated, right? And then right after that, it's my high income activities. You'll see a list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are the top 5 things that I need to get done that's going to move the needle forward? I'm not talking about little things that, like, let me check an email. No, I'm talking about the things that you need to do going to impact
the things that no one else can do.
No one else can do.
You have to do.
Exactly. So for everything that I have that list, and then I get started with everything else. Right. I hit the gym. My day is so organized now. Like that's something I just implemented. I did a little bit earlier years ago, but I fell off from it. But now I'm like revamping up, and I'm finding like, man, it's like. That's another cheat code.
That's a big one. I hope y'all caught that one.
That's organized. You have to be organized. Like every hour of your day, when you wake up, what are you doing 30 minutes after that? What are you doing? How long are these things gonna take? Right, from literally when you wake up to the afternoon. When do you take calls? Right, because you gotta ignore some people. You gotta turn your phone off. Right, you gotta keep that. Your mind is everything. You can't have someone giving you stress. You know what I'm saying, and then ruining your whole like that hour. Right, you gotta be like, you gotta keep it. So schedule, guys. Tap in with the schedule.
Literally, you have to have it, and that's something I've been practicing for a minute. Because I look literally in my phone, just like you just said, my schedule is literally detailed out. It starts with win the day. That's literally what it says first. Win the day.
I like that.
I gotta win today. You know, every now and then you have a loss, but the goal is to win the day. You know, and then like you said, very key. I don't want you guys to miss this. Your first 30 to 60 minutes should be about you, spiritual, close, whether you meditate, whether you pray, whether you just need to listen to something. You need to set up your day for success. Don't just wake up and start running, because all that's going to lead to is exhaustion. You want to be conscious of what you're trying to create. And then the keys, have it detailed out. What's your high priority? The big problem with entrepreneurs is we get caught in just working.
Exactly.
We just working. And then you get home at 9 o'clock at night, you're like, oh, I'm tired. And then you think like, what did I get done today? You're like, nothing.
You answered a bunch of emails.
Put out a couple fires. You know. So be strategic, man. You want to stay away from the minimum wage activities. Stay away from those. That's another gem. If you're in a position to pay someone to do the minimum wage activities for you, that changes the whole game.
Exactly.
It changes. I don't care if it's $10 an hour, whatever it is, minimum wage in your area, or a cousin or nephew or somebody that needs to make some extra cash. Hey, I need you to do these 10 things for me, and I'm going to pay you. Because you doing them, there's no value there. Your brain needs to be on the higher ticket, on the things that are going to change your business, things that are going to generate more revenue, things that are going to allow you to grow. That's where your energy has to go to. Not the day-to-day.
Exactly.
Not the day-to-day. You can't be stocking the shelves right now.
No.
You got stuff
can't.
to do.
It's okay sometimes, but definitely don't do that first thing in the morning. You got to this is your high income activities. That's it. Right. So that was a huge thing that I took away from that as well. Yeah, and I kind of was this is if you're really in tune with yourself, you know something's wrong.
Yeah, you know when you off.
Yeah, I was off. I've been off, and but I went to that conference and I got that energy. And literally, I'm at the conference writing my schedule down after he said, I'm like, oh yeah, all right, this one I need is okay, cool, let's go.
Love it.
Right, yeah,
that's dope. Hey, I'm gonna give y'all one more bar. And then that's going to be it. Because we got to charge for anything over this. Nah, we ain't going to charge you. But one more bar. Mm-hmm. Also, as an entrepreneur, especially somebody like us that's moving in a lot of different directions, know when you need to take that little break. Understand that I get it. Because we take so much pride in the grind and the hustle. I'm grinding all my life. Every song that you hear is grind. We can't stop.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to know when, hey, I'm burning the candle on both ends. I got to shut it down. Yeah. I just need a day. It ain't got to be a vacation gone for 3 weeks in Hawaii. It could be a day. It could be 3 hours. It could be just a deep breath. It could be just turn everything off and just be silent for an hour. And watch how your battery recharges, and it also activates that creativity.
That's huge.
For me, I know every single time when I'm overworking or I'm just moving too fast, I know it because I lose all creativity. I don't have any new ideas. I can't see. It's all foggy. Yeah. That tells me you're moving too fast. And I'll reel it in, slow it down, and it's crazy. A week later, my whiteboard is full. Boom, we should do this. Why didn't we do that? What if we did this? And you see it just elevate. But you got to stay in that place, and you got to recognize when you're not in there, so that way you can call your own timeout and be like, hey, I get it. Everybody needs me. I get that. But right now, I need me. So I'm about to shut it down for a couple hours. I get it y'all in the morning.
Boom. Man,
and you good.
Y'all need to share this podcast right now. Yeah. Share it to a family member. Do what I do. Share it to a couple family members that you want to level up. Share it to a friend that you're like, man, they need this message. Yeah. Share it out, right? Because this bars, literally, these are we're giving you. We're not holding back nothing. Literally, this is
free
literally
game.
Taking this out to the next level. So it's
whew. Yeah, free game. And I mean, it's nothing like listening and people that do it for real. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We're not coaches. We're not teachers. No. We out in the streets getting it, making it happen. You know what I mean? Like I said, I spoke at the event with 400 or 500 people. We're doing it. You know what I mean? We got multiple locations with phase 1. We're doing it. We have multiple streams of income. We got real estate. We're doing it. So whenever you come across people that are doing it, first salute it, appreciate it, but take value. Man. Take value from it. I'm telling you. That's why I literally, all I'm doing all day is what? Absorbing. Podcasts. Only time I listen to music right now is literally while I'm working out.
Yeah.
That's it. That hour that I'm working out, I need my J. Cole and Fire album.
Yeah.
I need that. I need that for that hour. But for the other hours, when I'm out running around or going to meetings, every time I jump in my truck, boom, the podcast gonna pop right back on, right where it left off.
Yep.
I'm listening to it because I want to absorb information, and I want information that I can apply.
Yeah.
Apply, utilize it. Don't just store it. Don't bag it. Don't die with it. Use it. Apply it. I'm telling you, it's gonna pay off.
Information and execution.
Man,
that's all you need. If you can, that's what really inspired me to do all the other stuff, because I was like, I'm an executor.
Yeah.
I just need the information.
Yeah, when I get the info,
and exactly. I was like, then it's a wrap, and then it's like, boom, you're there. So information is key, you guys.
Love it.
Man, this free. It made me want to send a cash out. Send it to myself.
I'm about to watch this podcast.
Right? Hey, this is major game.
No, that's what it is, man. And for me, man, as we close it out, for me, it's simple, man. Everything that I've done with the brand and everything I've built over the last 18 years. I've been at this for 18 years. 18 years.
Give them the flowers now.
Been at this for 18.
Wow.
You know, and what's crazy is what I love about it.
How many kids or like clients do you think people you've impacted over 18? A rough estimate.
Honestly, bro, it's a couple thousand pretty easily. But here's one number that I do love, that I do know. Last year, we crossed over 500 athletes have received scholarships that have been a part of our program.
Let's go.
Like actual, and the 500 were full scholarships.
Full scholarships?
Yeah, like this is not counting the ones that were like
last
partials,
year?
academic, and 500 is
That's
the number we
crazy.
just crossed over. So so that to me really says a lot. And here's the good thing about entrepreneurship. It comes in many forms. So phase one is my passion. That's what I love to do. Like I spend hours, I got to literally tell myself to leave the gym. Like, you got stuff to do. You got to leave the gym.
you got to go.
Because I was just sitting there playing catch with kids and racing down the turf and keeps me young.
Right.
But I also understood that your passion is not always the one that's going to generate the most revenue, and you need to expand, especially if you're an entrepreneur. So I have other businesses that generate even more revenue than phase one. But it really allows me to have more fun and enjoy the passion and what I love to do more, and not have to always worry about the financial connection to it. So
that's huge.
Man, it's been a minute.
Wow, 500. You said 500, and then this is what I like to think about. So you impacted 500 lives in this last year, going to get college education paid for. Now you got to think about who are they going to impact, because now that they went, some of them, I'm sure, first generation students and stuff like that, they're going to take that to their family. So just one kid might come home and impact their cousins and brothers, and now they want to go to college, right? And then that whole family line is completely changed because
compound interest, it just keeps growing.
So we're talking tens of thousands that you literally changed, right?
And that's
so
it, man. And I mean, 18 in, still love it.
Right.
That's how I judge it. Every day I get up like, game time, what we doing today?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's it, man. So
that's huge.
Let's close them out, man. You close them out. Give them the last nugget, the last gem for the day. Because we've already gave y'all enough.
Yeah.
So you can rewind this, watch it over and over, do what you got to do. Throw it on your iPod, throw your earphones in, listen, because it's a lot of little stuff we touched on that I think is valuable. If you're like me, try to be in a position where you can take some notes, write some of this stuff down. When you write it down, it sticks. You know what I mean? So take some notes, write it down. But what do you want to close them out with?
I'll close them like this. So I only speak on like with where I'm at and kind of just helping someone overcome the things that I had to go through. So it's like this is it right here. You have to be willing to do the work, right? Don't be afraid to do the work, and don't be afraid to block people out that have negative beliefs, right? So you have to be able to do the work, keep that focus on the goal, right? And just keep working until you reach that goal. Like, and don't allow other people to have negative beliefs on what you're doing and try to stop you, right? What you want is what you want. It doesn't matter what anybody else wants. It's what you want, right? So just align yourself to your goal and then just keep going, you guys.
That's good.
Yep.
I like it. There it is. The last one. That is the last major key that we're dropping today. So D, tell them how they can find you, how they can catch up with you. Because definitely y'all want to follow this young man and watch his journey, watch his path. And he's an open book. Shoot him a DM. He's going to get right back at you. Hey, whatever information you need, that's what we do. We not just building our own. We want to be able to help other people do the same thing. So what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
Best way, you guys, is on Instagram. So I'm on there all day now. I'm on there all the time now. So Instagram @thecoach.woodson. So it's @thecoach.woodson. All right, you can hit me on there. I talk about TURO, all this stuff, Airbnb, real estate. I talk about everything on there. So just hit me in my DMs, just like he said. And then, we can go from there.
Love it. And y'all know what it is, man. It's the Embrace the Process podcast. And because that's what it's about. At the end of the day, you have to embrace the process. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to always be fun. But it will be worth it if you put in the work. So embrace the process along the journey. Move fast and move forward. So I want to thank y'all for watching. Like you said earlier, if you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, just subscribe. Follow. We're going to bring you new content, fresh ideas, and we're going to keep you motivated and keep you going. So make sure you follow. And then for me, you can check in at at I am phase 1 on IG. That's where I hang out at. So at I am phase 1, and same thing. Shoot a DM, I'm gonna reply back. That's where I spend most of my time. So check in, tap in, man, and share this with somebody. And guess what? We'll see you on the next one, man. We dropped the gems today, so y'all use them. Don't waste them. Don't waste them.
Don't waste those gems.
Love it, man.
Love it.
Appreciate it.